So this is the buggy. It is considered a 73 Volkswagen. It came with a stock link pin front suspension. This is a 6-inch over Dan's Performance kit with combo lift spindles, and I think they're called 2 1/4 by 1 trailing arms, so they're 2 1/4 inches longer and 1 inch wider overall. So I'm about 8 inches over overall. My leaf springs, I think is what they're still called, leaf packs, I've heavily modified, so they're almost progressive. They're adjustable top and bottom, but I did a cut and turn on the bottom, and pretty much all of the weight rides on just one pack of springs, and then when there's a heavy bump, the upper pack kind of kicks in. Their shocks are 2.0 Fox, external reservoir shocks, and as you can see, I don't have any front brakes up there right now, but I do have drums, and I somewhere have a set of backing plates to put together a front brake setup. It used to be yellow. Everything on it was yellow when we got it. It had no sides. Those are actually just the fiberglass filler panels from semi-tractor trailers that were converted to reefer units. So that's just semi-trailer siding, I guess. It's like a fiberglass with like a cloth inside. I upgraded the bottom a lot. I gave a lot of bracing, and I'll show you up top too. A lot of the bracing I did on the top. Mainly to do that, I put in suspension seats, and you can see I've got skid plates under the suspension seats, because otherwise it's like it's your suspension seat. It's like a cloth with bungees or something holding it all together. Those are the street tires. They're something, I don't remember what the tires are, but they were in my father-in-law's barn forever. Maxi tracks, and they're 11-15s, so see about 27, gee, I can't do math, but I'm climbing. 15, 26, 37, man, that don't make sense. I don't know. Anyways, this is the Subaru. It's the EJ25. It's a little bit torn apart because there was a crazy knocking in there. I've been known to rot on it pretty hard, so it's due for a upgrade or a swap. That's a half rad out of a Honda Civic. It gets pretty warm, and so I've got another one, and I'm going to end up coming from this tube to that tube, and I'll do some side cowls like the big sand buggies do, and the radiators will be on both sides, and I'll be able to have a better rear view without that in my way as well. But it was kind of just experimental. There's a Kennedy adapters, engine plate, and clutch setup. And it's got a, let's see, where's that? Electric fuel pump from Summit Racing. Pretty much when I did the engine swap, I followed the YouTube guy Subaru. He specializes in like Vanagon, water-cooled Subaru swaps. And basically I had the whole donor car, and any accessory I didn't want, I just cut the electrical plug, and it ended up being the whole harness goes up into that ammo box right there. That's where the computer is. But for the wiring Yeah, I just cut so the air conditioning compressor, I took that out, and so that wire got clipped. The radio, obviously, everything in the dash, all the heat controls, everything got cut out. And then when I took the harness apart, I found a pin locator, I guess, and it basically told you which wires do what. And when you have a cut wire, you trace it back to the computer harness and remove it. I'm sure my check engine light's on, but I don't have a check engine light anymore, so I'm aware that things aren't quite right, but I still have my O2 sensor in the exhaust. There was a second one in this system. The donor was a 99 or 2000 Subaru, but it's got the catalytic converter. I think that's still a catalytic converter, I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's just a resonator. No, that's the cat. I'm sorry. It's been a while. And also a reminder, all of the tubes that are not yellow are things that we've added. When I did the swap, I should have done a 10-degree transmission mount and brought this up, because you can see my skid plate there has had some work done to it. That bump right there in the center, that's the oil pan drain plug. So even though I shortened the oil pan, I think 2 or 2.5 inches, it still hits pretty hard. So when I pull it all apart for a new engine, I'll figure out a different tranny mount so I can bring this up a little bit higher. The rear end, those are a 3x3 kit from Apple Tree. So that's 3 inches wider each side, 3 inches longer wheelbase. I stayed with the stock springs because eventually someday I'm going to plan on